Dun, da, 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 da. All right, good morning. It's Wednesday, the 19th of February. Hey, I just got a little drop. Precipitation. Yeah, we might get snow. There's a bunch of funny stuff happening. Let's start with that. AccuWeather says we'll have snow now in about 4 minutes. Oh, look at that. There we go. Dun, da, 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 da. I thought it could happen. So there we go. A little snow. iPhone says it's 25, feels like 4, but it doesn't feel like 4. And this is the reason I'm making these videos again, is the sponges that I have added to the trees. Here's one now. Subtle in the landscape. Once it's been there for a while, I'll go over and look at another one. These sponges add not just health and hydration to your trees, strength and longevity, not just cooling on the landscape, not just fire prevention and all that, but they temperatize your landscape during the extreme weather events that come overhead because they have more resource. We're in a forest essentially, and they can kind of work with what they've got and share it, it seems. And it's what the science teaches happens when they have the water resource in good supply. They control the weather. So, all right, so all that said, then AccuWeather also sees 18 degrees right now, feels like 6. So one sees 25, the other sees 18. One knew snow was in the air, the other didn't. But meanwhile, I'm walking around out here in flip-flops. It definitely doesn't feel like 6 or 4. It feels like winter, but pleasant, temperate. The further I get away out onto this stuff, of course, the more the cold becomes like I'm in a freezer. But when I go back into the sponged tree cover area, it really is much more tenable, as they say. All right, let's run around to the back. See what we got in terms of fog in the valley. Also, no ice, even though we had rain. 1/10 of an inch yesterday. Here I'm walking around for the first time. No ice, no slip, and nice fog. So I'd say we're getting the best of it. The best of what this extreme Arctic blast has to offer right now. We're getting, so far, may it continue, we're getting very mild precipitation, and the theory I have is that the reason the satellites think that it feels like it's 6 degrees here, 4 degrees here, is because from their perspective, from the algorithm's perspective up there, wherever their sensors are, that's the logical conclusion they've been given because of atmospheric signals. But again, down here on the ground, in this cared for canopy, I'm a super wimp when it comes to cold, and I'm walking around in the snow. Texas snow. In my flippers. And a hoodie and a jacket. So, this is what I look like right now. Comfortable. Feels like it's 30 degrees. And with that, let us give thanks for soil and trees, and wishing you a good morning. Thanks for watching. Okay, a quick tag. This is the garden. One last thing, and I know I sound like a know-it-all. I don't mean to be. I just have really thought about this stuff, really studied this stuff, and really spent time doing this stuff. And so I actually said, I don't think on camera, but to trustable family members, we might get snow yesterday. And wow, right? Because it wasn't in the forecast. And the only reason I said that was just logically, I was thinking, what's the ideal response that a forest would have to a sudden influx of cold air if that forest is wet? And it would be to release its warmer moisture, which will go upward, and that will combine with the cold air, and that should come back down as snow, I thought. That's all. Because that's essentially what it does when it makes rain. And like this guy, I put in the ground, it's done fine without any help through this so-called extreme cold. You know, other things, of course, shed their leaves, get beaten. But anyway, in general, we just have thriving and now a perfect response. So this is just more moisture for the landscape. It's rehydrating itself. In my opinion, this is clearly a landscape moving itself out of drought because it has gotten enough resource to work with what comes when it comes in an ideal way. And there we go. Happy snow day, everybody, from Central Texas.